And now, a message from a struggling EpicSeven player.
Hi, I'm Genocide, and I'm having trouble with Wyvern. Sometimes I'm having issues just being able to take out the first wave easily. Sometimes when I don't land enough debuffs, it just hits my backline and I lose. As of right now, I just feel like I can't really clear it all that easily.
If you're like this mid-level player, you've probably been having trouble figuring out where to go in EpicSeven. You're probably stuck in this loop of, in order to clear harder content, you need better equipment, and in order to get better equipment, you need to defeat harder content. And sure, while Wyvern 11 and 12 can still drop the same materials as Wyvern 13, there is no doubt that Wyvern 13 is the most efficient use of your time, so long as you can clear it. That's why we here at EpicSeven are bringing you a guide to help clear Wyvern 13. We'll be using an easy to build team that'll help you get your start in crafting some of the most versatile gear in the game. The equipment sets crafted from Wyvern materials, those being speed, crit chance, and effectiveness sets, are the most flexible equipment sets to use when building heroes. In fact, these equipment sets can also help you gear for other hunts, which makes the Wyvern the most important hunt to start with when preparing for other late game content. So before we show you how to prepare a team for Wyvern 13, let's break down the fight piece by piece. Wyvern 13 begins with a fight against 3 level 99 enemies. These guys are quite aggressive and can target your entire team at random. You'll want to take them out quickly, as you'll want to make sure you're as healthy as possible when heading to the second fight. Now, once you've cleared out the first wave of enemies, it's time for the real fight. This Wyvern works in a very specific way when it comes to attacking. On its first turn, the Wyvern will always target the front unit, attacking 3 times for a rather high amount of damage. After that, however, the Wyvern will begin to randomly target your team, unless it has debuffs applied to it. When the Wyvern has 2 or more debuffs applied to it, shown as individual icons on its health bar, the Wyvern will automatically target the front unit. And, with 3 or more debuffs applied, it will reduce the amount of damage it deals to the front unit. After a few turns have passed, the Wyvern will swoop down and grant itself a barrier. This will grant the player a few turns to destroy it, and if it isn't destroyed, well, let's just say bad things happen. You can use these turns to heal yourself and reset some skill cooldowns, but it's important you break it in order to reduce the risk of your entire team being wiped out. So now that we know how these fights work in Wyvern 13, here's our plan. We need to make sure that we take out the first wave of enemies fast, ensure that there's a tank in front of the team, continually attempt to apply debuffs, and take down the Wyvern as quickly as possible. So that's pretty simple, right? But I know what you're thinking. Surely you'd need a bunch of super powerful heroes that are locked behind summoning or perfectly enhanced gear to clear Wyvern 13 so easily. While it is true that team composition such as the well-known one-shot team requires a lot of investment and stronger heroes, the purpose of our guide is to help players who can't obtain the perfect gear or heroes clear Wyvern 13. For this guide, the only hero you'll need from summoning is just a 3-star. Before we begin, let's talk about a very important resource available to EpicSeven players, the Hunt Expert Challenge. Hunt Expert is full of resources that are sure to help you improve your hunt teams, and we'll be using it to build part of our team. Once you complete any hunt challenge at stage 6 or above, the Hunt Expert challenge becomes available in the Events tab. Simply tap on Hunt Expert, select Wyvern, and you'll be on your way to obtain Cigarette, a 5-star unit that absolutely dominates in damage dealing against the Wyvern. You'll also obtain lots of other goodies, such as artifacts, equipment, and other rewards that can be used as you prepare to fight against the Wyvern. Be sure to complete as many challenges as you can to ensure you can utilize the rewards we'll be using in this guide. Looking back at our strategy, here's what we need. A hero that can deal lots of damage, a tank that can withstand the Wyvern's attacks and keep the rest of the team safe, and 2 heroes to apply debuffs and support the team. And fortunately for us, there are several easy to obtain heroes who fit all of these criteria. We'll need a hero that can take down big enemies with ease, and to be honest, there's quite a few of those in EpicSeven. But what's the right choice when going against Wyvern?
For his lofty goal.
This is Cigarette, a 5-star Ice Element Warrior. Cigarette's kit is centered around massive damage output, with their skill 3 penetrating the opponent's defense based on the number of debuffs that are applied to it. Thanks to Hunt Expert, we can obtain Cigarette for free. Just completing the first stage of Hunt Expert will let you obtain her, along with the perfect artifact for her, Daydream Joker. Daydream Joker will increase the user's attack based upon the opponent's max health, which is perfect for a fight like this. As for equipment, she can use the free attack set obtained from the initial login bonus to start. You'll want to make sure that she has a good amount of crit chance, crit damage, and speed, so be sure to level up your equipment to the max. You'll be able to replace it with better equipment once you start clearing Wyvern 13 a bit more consistently. You'll also want to make sure you max out her skills and awakenings as best as possible, as the more damage she deals, the faster the fight goes. If you've attempted the Hall of Trials, it's also recommended that you purchase a piece of exclusive equipment for her. We recommend the extra bleed chance on skill 1 to help keep status effects applied to the Wyvern. Overall, Cigarette should be built around dealing as much damage as quickly as possible.
Let me take your pain away.
The purpose of our tank is to provide protection and to ensure that the rest of the team isn't defeated by the Wyvern. While, in general, the unit up front has a higher chance of being targeted, the Wyvern's force targeting makes it even more important to have a unit that's capable of taking lots of damage up front. This is Montmorency, or Momo for short. Momo is a 3-star Ice Soul Weaver, and while she might not look like it, she's the perfect, easy to obtain tank for a Wyvern team. Momo is obtainable through connections, and it's pretty easy to obtain duplicates through summoning to max out her imprint. What's most important, however, is to complete her specialty change, upgrading her to Angelic Montmorency. With her fast, low cooldown healing skills, Momo can keep herself healthy while taking a barrage of hits from the Wyvern. And if any debuffs are applied to her or her teammates, both of her healing skills can easily cleanse them to ensure survivability. For her equipment, you can utilize the free HP set obtained from logging in, or the free HP set obtained through Hunt Expert later down the line. These provide a great amount of HP, effect resistance, and defense for Momo. For artifacts, the 4-star Magaraha's Tome is perfect for her, as it allows her to synergize with her low cooldowns to maintain constant healing. Magaraha's Tome increases the user's combat readiness after using a non-attack skill. As you begin to progress further in your guild, you can purchase Proof of Valor to improve her tankiness even further. If you're having trouble obtaining these artifacts, the 3-star artifact, Egg of Delusion, will work in a pinch. Be sure to level her to level 60, awaken her as much as possible, and to level up her skills 2 and 3. After all, the more healing, the better. Be sure to look into her skill tree as well, as heroes who have gone through specialty changes can further enhance their kit with runes. And for her imprint, you can use an Ego Fragment to give her even more effect resistance. So now that we've established the lead damage dealer and our tank, let's talk about 2 important supporting heroes, Furious and Mui. And no, we don't mean that Mui. While Furious has always been known to be a staple in Wyvern, Mui is a new 3-star unit that is changing the game for accessibility and consistency against Wyvern. Let's break each of them down and explain why both are so important.
Glory for Aachen, death to our foes!
Furious is a 4-star Ice Ranger that can be obtained via connections. You'll need to be part of a guild to meet his unlock requirements, so if you're still unfamiliar with guilds, check out our newbies guide in the description below. Furious provides multiple, very important buffs and debuffs through his kit. His skill 1 can apply burn, his skill 2 provides a boost in critical hit chance, and his skill 3 can apply defense break. What's most important is that you upgrade his skills, not just for the extra chance to apply his debuffs, but to also reduce the number of turns required for Furious to activate his skill 3. That way, the extra turn granted from his skill 2 will always allow him to use his skill 3 right afterwards. It's a great cycle of constant defense breaks against the Wyvern and plenty of crit chance too. When it comes to enhancing, you'll want to get Furious to 5 stars, with at least 4 stars of Awakening as well. If you can bring him to 6 star you can, but it's not required. For equipment, it's important you focus on speed and effectiveness. Thanks to our community, they discovered that the free speed set obtained in Beautiful Pursuer will work just fine. And, if you have enough currency from Arena, you can obtain the Victory Set's effectiveness % ring from the Conquest shop. Be sure to also equip any boots with a main speed stat as well. The higher the level, the better. You'll want to ensure that Furious is going first through speed, as you'll want his defense break and critical hit chance boost before cigarette attacks to ensure the highest damage output. As for artifacts, there is one best in stock, Song of Stars. Song of Stars is a 5-star Ranger exclusive artifact that grants a chance of applying target when attacking the opponent. Target deals an extra 50% damage to the debuffed opponent, which once again allows Cigarette to score a lot of damage. While you wait to obtain it from Summon or the Starter Shop, 2 other alternatives are available. The 4-star Ranger exclusive Infinity Basket and 3-star Daydream Joker. These will help add some extra damage and can also help in a pinch.
All decisions have consequences.
Lastly, let's talk about the hero who's redefining Wyvern 13 for many, many players, Mui. Mui is a new 3-star Ice Thief whose skill set is perfect for taking down the Wyvern. While other heroes similar to Mui can apply debuffs such as Defense Break and Bleed, Mui has 2 other important abilities that really make him stand out in the fight. First, Mui has a counterattack ability that activates when the frontmost teammate is attacked. This can decrease the Wyvern's attack, which helps support the tank in front by reducing the damage dealt to it, and also adds another debuff to ensure the Wyvern is targeting your tank. Second, and most importantly, when Mui is in a team with only ice heroes, he will also increase the team's combat readiness when the front teammate is attacked. This helps tremendously when it comes to lowering the previously strict gear requirements, especially when it comes to speed. Mui can use the free attack set obtained from Adventurer's Path and should also use a Daydream Joker to help apply more damage. You'll want to make sure he has plenty of effectiveness, so if you don't have a good ring, you can use the rewards from clearing Automaton Tower at level 3 or higher. You can focus mainly on skill 1 and 3 when it comes to leveling him up, but also try to max him out when it comes to his awakenings and skills as soon as you can. He can also remain comfortably at level 50, so no need to promote him to 6 stars either if you don't have the resources. And here's what our beginner-friendly Wyvern 13 team looks like when built. Keep in mind that you will need a good number of resources such as Catalysts, Moligoras, and plenty of Phantasmas in order to build this team, but it's a great starting point as you begin gathering more resources to prepare for the late game content. Over time, this equipment can be replaced with the gear you obtain and craft from farming Wyvern 13, which will help improve your consistency of beating it even more. Once again, the gear obtained by Wyvern Hunt is quite useful for other content that you'll tackle later down the line, such as PvP and adventure. We hope this guide was helpful for you. We'd also like to give a special shout out to our wonderful EpicSeven Discord community, especially Simple and Virocious, for crafting such an effective and free-to-play friendly team for us to present with you today. And special thanks to Jenazad for appearing in our video today. If you have any other questions, requests, or suggestions, please feel free to join our community on Discord and follow all of our social media. Thank you so much for watching, and best of luck!